guys, today let us talk about composting process. So this composting process, it can be as easy as throwing all your vegetable scraps or all the kitchen scraps, all those dry waste into a pile or into a bin. Or it can also be as complicated as measuring the carbon nitrogen ratio, having it 50-50%, and using a compost maker, everything, keeping all those in mind. So today let us see all those basic concepts, what we have to keep in mind before doing this composting process. So the first thing is water. Compost, in order to make all this kitchen scraps turn into the black gold, which is our soil, the first thing we need is water. Our compost pile should always be wet. It should be watered regularly for this composting process to carry on. And having only wet materials, it means all those kitchen scraps or vegetable peels or fruit peels, leftovers, all these, only having those wet waste cannot form a compost, cannot make a compost. So you should also keep adding some dry items to it, maybe like the dry leaves if you have, or any weeds that you take, or the grass clippings. Or if you do not have a garden, then you can use these tissue papers or bread or egg cartons. All these things you can also add to the compost pile, so that these work together. The wet waste and the dry waste, both of these work together along with the addition of water, and then our black gold is formed. So I have been doing this composting for around maybe like 2 to 3 months, and it's going great. Because I tell you this, because when I started this I do composting right in the ground. I don't have a compost bin, but when I started, the soil actually where I started was under nutritious, I should say, because there was no nutrition or there was no fertilizer in the soil. It was like pure sand when I started. Now I see some good earthworms in the soil where this composting process is going on regularly. So this tells me that something good is happening there. So let us go and see what actually is going on in my compost pile right now. So for composting here, I am taking all these kitchen scraps. These kitchen scraps may be the leftovers of the fruit peels or the eggshells or the overripe bananas or anything. And also make sure you use something like egg cartons or leftover used tissues or any papers, newspapers, as carbon source. And if you have anything like grass clippings, dried glass twigs, these will also be a good source of brown material. Just these kitchen scraps will be of the green material, and these twigs or the paper materials, any tissues will be used as the brown materials. So these both should be in equal proportion for our composting to be done. Once we have all this ready, try to break down these into small pieces for the composting to be done as quickly as possible. And now here, I think you can see here, I dug up a hole right in the ground because I don't have any compost bin with me. And the next is very simple. It's about to rain, so I want to wrap this up quite quickly. I will put all this right in there and cover it up with soil, and I'm good to go. I will keep watering this regularly for the composting to boost up. almost after 3 weeks. This is the update for our compost is almost done, but I think you can see some kitchen scraps that are still there, like the one here. We still have this onion peel here and a few more left, but maximum it is done. But apart from that, I think we are done with 90% of our composting process. Only 10% is still remaining, and I think it will take a little more time to get that done also. So friends, that's how composting is done. This is actually the easiest process, because if you have an open space like this, you can just dump all your green waste into there and the nature will take care of it. But keep in mind that you have to keep that pile wet always to keep the composting process up and running. That's it friends, that is all about composting, and we will come up with another topic next week. Until then, see you. Bye bye. Have a good day.